So I got the question from like one of my friends. He was like, "So is Porygon-Z for Premier Ultra really good?" So I did an overall analysis for Community Day. I put the video link below if you want to check that out instead of watching this one. But this video specifically focused on Ultra Premier because y'all just had Community Day, and if y'all really like Porygon, here it is right here. It's kind of it's a floating 3D thing that literally caused seizures when they released one episode, so they didn't release the United States because it was so bad. Anyways, Porygon-Z is also very unknown. So the thing about Porygon-Z is that for Ultra Premier is its new attack Tri-Attack actually is very interesting because it lowers the stats of it. It will lower attack and defense by one stage with 50%. So everybody that hated Cresselia with Moonblast and it lowered your attack, this is basically the same thing. The only difference is it also lowers your defense. However, how good is that? So Porygon-Z is the glass cannon from the glass cannons. One of the glass cannons. It's a glass cannon that has Log On basically. So the thing about Porygon-Z is that it has incredibly high attack, low defense, and somewhat semi-medium stamina. And it maxes out at 3266. That's the big problem. It's a giant glass cannon where you basically throw it in there and hope that you debuff and you sweep with whatever you have in the back or whatnot. Anyways, Porygon-Z is a normal type Pokemon. Normal types obviously are weak to fighting. So normal types are weak to fighting, and they also double resist Ghost. So with that being said, there's a lot of fighting types in the meta, like Machamp, also pseudo fighters like Obstagoon, so just keep that in mind. However, you do resist Ghosts, which you do have a few, like the Licks from Snorlaxes, the Shadow Balls from Drifblim, the Gengars that are out there that have Shadow Punch. There's a few things that Porygon-Z can wall and actually do pretty well against. The problem is they're not really that common, so it's up to you. So Porygon, you should have one. We had the community day. It's 50k dust and 50 candy. However, like I said before, we had the community day for it, so you should have one ready. Or if you're watching this video thinking about, am I going to use this thing for Go Battle League? And is it good? I'll find out with you in shortly. I did an overall analysis and I was like, all right, you know what, this might be good. And then I realized I was just like, wow, this is really weird because, like I said, it's anything with a glass cannon, it's just really weird to use because especially with normal types, because the good thing about normal types is that you rock, steel, and Ghost resist you. And with that being said, there's a lot of those typings flying around, so that's why I'm not too confident about this. Anyways, its perfect IV max is around, let's see, 27. So the best one you're probably going to get is level 27 or 28 with like low attack, high HP, high defense. So, and basically, as you see here, it has a pretty sweet shiny. It's a pretty sweet shiny. It's like blue and like purple. But past that, Porygon-Z is actually okay. It's very versatile as far as moveset goes because you have Solar Beam, you have Hyper Beam, you have Blizzard, you have Tri-Attack, and don't use anything but Lock On. Because seriously, Lock On is the reason why Porygon-Z is able to get its moves off a lot because you generate 3 energy for 1 turn, which is a lot. Alright, so here's the rankings for Porygon-Z for Ultra League Premier. As you see, it's not very high. It ranks at 144, 159, and the Shadow versions with Blizzard and Zap Cannon actually rate in the low 200s. The question is, why? So the reason being lead is it's 69%. That is this best lead ever. For sure. Best lead ever. This is the best lead ever, for sure. Most powerful lead of all time. For sure. Look at that's the best number. 69. 69 rating. Remember that. Anyways, all jokes aside. Okay, so Porygon 2, as you see, does very well against certain picks. Zap Cannon actually nukes a lot of things. You beat Gyarados, Gengar, Togekiss, Dragonite, Poliwrath, which are very relevant picks with Zap Cannon. And it's because Zap Cannon does a lot of damage. But you lose to Venusaur, Swampert, Lapras, Snorlax, even though it has Lick and Obstagoon. Especially Obstagoon, because remember I was talking about pseudo fighters with counter, like Obstagoon. Yeah, it hurts a lot when they punch you in the face. Porygon 2, like, that's where it rates for Porygon 2. Now, for Porygon-Z, This is Porygon-Z. Porygon-Z is somewhat of it's an upgrade. Porygon-Z basically beats everything that Porygon 2 beats, but the addition, well, this is a return. So if you are willing to purify a Porygon-Z and Elite TM it, this is what you get. You get Porygon-Z, and Tri Attack and Return is a very interesting moveset. The problem is, I'll show you really quick why, because double normal versus this meta is kind of weird. But you do beat a lot of popular picks. For example, you beat Gyarados, Charizard, Swampert, etc. It has a C crate across the board, so like it's like 77. That's not very high. It's doable, but it really just depends. And we're gonna take a look at it today. And like I said, the Porygon-Z for the Shadow version, even worse. Like, I wouldn't recommend using the Shadow version, because we'll take a look at it, but like Shadow with Blizzard, you get a lot more glassy. And as you see your key wins, I don't even know who uses a Dusknoir or Cofagrius, Gigas, and yeah. Yeah. We're gonna ignore this one. Anyways, Porygon-Z is number 159, as I said. It's very average, not super strong. As the lead, Porygon-Z ranks at number 118. You beat Gyarados, Charizard, Swampert, Snorlax, and Dragonite, which isn't actually bad, because these are very popular leads. So you might not do, like, Porygon-Z might not be a bad idea in the lead. In the closer, it ranks at number 62, so it's actually pretty high in the closer. It beats Charizard, Gyarados, Swampert, Snorlax, and Galade. Those are pretty relevant picks. So this might actually be a lot more interesting than I originally thought it would be. As a switch, Porygon-Z ranks at number 72. So Tri-Attack and Return are a very interesting moveset. I can't wait to take a look at the Matrix just to see exactly, how good, I'm actually really interested now. Because it beats a lot of good picks. And it doesn't have a bad rating. Yeah, it doesn't have a bad rating either. Alright, let's take a look at the Matrix. Alright, so we're analyzing Zap Cannon, Blizzard, and Return with Tri-Attack. I also put the Shadow one in here, but it has Zap Cannon, Blizzard, and Solar Beam, because you can't get Return with the Shadow, so hashtag get beamed. Just for fun, okay? So I ran the sim right here, and lo and behold, this is the lead. Holy crap, it's bad. You beat Charizard with the Shadow version with Tri-Attack and Blizzard, but I think you have to bait both shields with Tri-Attack, and then Blizzard kills it. Or can you just go straight Tri-Attack? Let's take a look at the simulation right here. Okay, so this is we get the Tri-Attack in. Let's assuming that, I think you have to, yeah, you have to debuff. Well, I don't know if you have to debuff, but you beat it just straight Tri-Attack. So for Charizard, you can win just straight Tri-Attack. As long as you're in the this is the Shadow version though, so keep that in mind. Shadow Porygon can flip the matchup. In the 2 shield, it looks like this is really weird. Just because if you look at, that's a lot of red. That's not a great lead for like any of Porygon-Z's. You strangely have a strong matchup against Gengar. I'm guessing that's because you just do Tri-Attack and then you nuke it. So you bait both shields and then you nuke it with its subsequent move. Or can you beat it just straight Tri-Attack? But this basically just tells you, yeah, you bait both shields with Tri-Attack and then you Blizzard it down. Just don't use Porygon-Z in Premier Cup as a lead. Yeah, just don't use it as a lead. As you see here, you could beat Alolan Muck, but you pretty much lose to, let's see, if there's a common lead, let's see, the return variation beats Venusaur, Tangrowth, Shadow, Snorlax, and Muck, but you only flip a few matchups, so I wouldn't use it in the lead. Don't use Porygon-Z in the lead. It can be good in some scenarios, but I would, yeah, not in all scenarios. Yeah, not in a lot of scenarios. Let's take a look at the 1 shield and see if it changes for the 1 shield. So in the 1 shield, the Tri-Attack return variation actually beats a lot of things. You beat Abomasnow, you beat Ampharos, Charizard, Clefable, Dragonite. And it looks like the Zap Cannon version does beat Drifblim and Empoleon. But other than that, you beat Gengar regardless. You also beat Amok with the Tri-Attack and return variation. In the Zap Cannon Tri-Attack version beats Scizor, Slowbro, Snorlax. You'll beat Snorlax with all 3 regular versions. None of the Shadow versions actually win here. So if you take a look at it, it looks like the Shadow version actually is like worse than the original version as ranked by the rankings. But factually, it looks like it's just that freaking bad. It's pretty, yeah, it's pretty awful. I would take a look at which matchups you flip, but the only notable matchups I see you flip are Swampert in the ones, Swampert, Snorlax, and probably Amok. Those are like the big 3. And Dragonite, Clefable, Charizard, Ampharos, you flipping those 2, like it does flip a decent amount of matchups, but that's as a switch. Alright, so it looks like this is the closer scenario, and it looks like the closer is probably the strongest where Porygon-Z is. As you see here in the closer, you beat both versions of Bombso. You beat Ampharos, Charizard, Clefable, Dragonite with, I'm guessing this is because you nuke it with Return. So I'm guessing Return is the big reason why this is effective. Yeah, Return actually does a lot of damage if you're able, if you get to it. You beat Galade, you beat Honchkrow, and you also beat Snorlax, Swampert, and that's it with the return variation. Looks like certain movesets, like for example, the Blizzard one flips Swampert, it beats Tangrowth, and you beat Togekiss. So it looks like the closest scenario is where Porygon-Z like shines. If you look at the Shadow Tri-Attack Blizzard variation, actually beats some like notable matchups. Would I invest in it? Not really. Shadow Porygon-Z, if you get a good one for PvP, maybe, but it doesn't look like it's very effective. It doesn't look like it's super effective or like very effective at all. There's still a lot of losing scenarios. So it looks like Porygon-Z, if you're going to use it for Ultra Premier, it shines best in a closing scenario. This means there's no shields. Both of you are down a shield. Alright, so that's the zeros. As you see in the zeros, Porygon Tri-Attack and Return seems to be the best moveset. It flips a lot of matchups, but I think it's because you like nuke a lot of things. Now let's see what happens when you're up a shield. So if you're up a shield versus your opponent, so this is the 1 to zeros. Oh wow, wow, that's a lot of matchups. Alright, so if Porygon-Z actually has a shield, you flip a ton of matchups. You beat everything but, well, I'm just analyzing Tri-Attack Return. You lose against Driplim, but it looks like the Zap Cannon Tri-Attack version flips the most matchups, or... Actually, you flip a lot of matchups. As long as Porygon-Z has a shield, I think that's a big problem. You need a shield with Porygon-Z. But up a shield, the 1 is zeros. Porygon-Z actually flips a lot of matchups. The Tri-Attack Return variation beats a lot of the meta, the exception of Magnezone, just because Magnezone walls you. Yeah, Magnezone walls you. It also looks like you don't beat Obstagoon still, but you beat Poliwrath. You don't beat Poliwrath either, but you beat a ton of other matchups. So, just specifically for Tri-Attack Return, you lose against Driplim, Excavalier, Obstagoon, Poliwrath, and a few other things. But you beat everything else. So it looks like Porygon up a shield is a monster. What if you're up 2 shields? So what if you're up 2 shields against whatever? You beat everything but Driplim, Excavalier, Driplim and Excavalier with a Tri-Attack. So Tri-Attack and Return, you beat everything but Driplim, Excavalier. That's actually really good. With the Zap Cannon variation, it looks like you beat everything but Shadow Machamp. So you beat the entire meta with Tri-Attack Zap Cannon if you're up 2 shields. Now, this is unlikely to happen. You being up 2, unless you absolutely just annihilate your opponent, being up 2 shields is not very common, so don't depend on it. But it looks like Porygon-Z actually is really effective if you give it a shield or 2. And, if you have shield advantage, you do very well. So if we do the 2 to 1s... Okay, so the 2 to 1s, you actually lose a lot of matchups. But it looks like if you're able to take your opponent down into no shields, and you have shield advantage, looks like you're able to flip a lot of matchups. So just keep in mind which ones you flip and you don't flip. So in summary, it doesn't look like Porygon-Z is actually that bad. If it's up shields, it does flip some matchups. And it doesn't do bad in certain lead and closing, and even switch scenarios. So just keep in mind which matchups you flip and you don't flip. And it's not horrible, but I wouldn't would I use it to climb to rank 10? Probably not. Let's give it a shot here, though. So we're gonna go run a simulation. We'll run like 2 battles and just see exactly how it does. So here we have Machamp. I put Magnezone as a save switch, and then I put Porygon-Z in the closer. The idea behind this team is that we're gonna save all of our shields for Porygon-Z to sweep, and we're just gonna use Machamp and Magnezone to kind of either take this to the zeros. So as you see, we broke 1 shield from Swampert, so the game plan looks to be going very well. Now we want to take out Swampert here because we don't want we don't want Magnezone to see Swampert. But we should be able to get to another cross chop here. As long as I burst a shield. We have to pop a shield here, but that's fine. So, like I said, it's Porygon-Z. The key is to get shields up. So we're going to try to get shields here. Get a little more energy, and we're just going to try to keep breaking the Swampert shields. And hopefully we do some damage. Now the big problem with Lock-On is Lock-On does 0 damage. Well, not 0 damage, but Lock-On only does 1 damage per shot. So it's not ultra reliable. That's just the giant issue. I'm going to shield this. Yes, we're not going to have any shields for Porygon-Z, but we can't afford... I don't want to lose the lead. And we want to take switch here. Alright, so we got a Driplim. Okay, so this is horrible for the sheer reason that Driplim doesn't want to see Porygon. So we're going to hit the Rock Slide. We get the last shield, though, and now we take in Magnezone. So Magnezone into Galate. So 1, 2, 3, and then 4, and then I'm going to fire. So the reason why is because if you fire, a close combat will KO Magnezone here, so we have to take out this Galate as fast as we can. Alright, so this is going to suck because close combat will KO us. At the same time, we have Driplim versus Porygon-Z. Remember the few matchups we lose? It's against that stupid Ghost Balloon. So Ghost Balloon looks like it's going to kick our butt. Unfortunately. Can Tri-Attack come in clutch here and do some, like, sweet madness here? Because, like, Driplim has Icy Wind. That's the reason why you kill Porygon-Z. So, like, the definition of a glass cannon is... Oh, we got the debuff! The definition of a glass cannon is that you have high attack, low defense, you deal a bunch of damage, but you die really fast. That's just typical gaming culture. But we got the debuff here, so how much does this debuff actually do? This Driplim is locked into Porygon-Z, so you can't clear the debuff. So we're about to see something that's either that's what makes Tri-Attack really interesting. The debuff happens again. So does a debuff Driplim actually get, like, destroyed? So we got the debuff twice. 50% is pretty high. I think we're gonna die to another Icy Wind, so we have to hit this return. So the question is here, can we actually, like, can we punch down a Driplim with Machamp before it kills us? So we're gonna fire the return, and now this Icy Wind should kill. Now, Tri-Attack got those debuffs really quickly. That's the good thing, is that the big thing of why everyone is so... Can we get there? I think we can. We can. This cross chop will kill, and that's GG's. Wow. So, Porygon-Z with the buff is... The debuff is actually... Oh, wait, what? That doesn't kill. Okay, GG's. We thought we had this match. But we didn't. Wow. Okay, never mind. Okay, that was fun. That was a little bit of fun. As you see, Porygon-Z got them debuffs off, but when you're in the Zero Shield versus Driplim, you resist, Ghost resist normal. So y'all get the memo. Let's see if we can get another battle, so you take it away. But based off of that trading sim, it looks like, oh, this is not good. Based off of that trading sim, it doesn't look, wasn't that, okay, this is kind of bad. I would have switched, oh man, yeah, this is gonna suck. Yeah, we got the Charizard. I should have switched into Porygon. Because, okay, we're gonna have to shield 1. I shouldn't have shielded that. I'm actually misplaying a lot right now. But, as you see here, like, ooh, this is gonna be rough. So, this is where you make mistakes. Because I'm not used to playing Porygon-Z, so, like, I didn't pretty much do what I should have done. We're gonna get to double Wild Charge here. And we're gonna fire a Mirror Shot. Hopefully, we're able to bank both shields. Now, we need Porygon with shields, and we got a whole Charizard in the back. So, we're already in trouble. Do we grab a shield? We do not even grab a shield. We don't even get the debuff with Mirror Shot. Alright, I have to shield this, unfortunately. We weren't able to do any damage against Venusaur, and I'm just gonna leave because there's no real way out. Actually, here, I'll restart the game, I'll restart the match, and this time I'll throw Porygon-Z in as a save switch. So, okay, so here we go, we get that. Now we switch in the Z, and we're just gonna see just how... Oh, man, okay. I am going to shield because Porygon-Z taking any damage from anything, because like I said, Glass Cannon, it does its... So we're gonna try to bank on the return here. I mean, not the return, the Tri-Attack. We're going to charge the return, we're going to fire Tri-Attack. And just hope that we're able to, 1, bank a shield, and 2, get the debuff. That's pretty much Porygon-Z's existence with Tri-Attack. Debuff. And we don't get the debuff. Now, how bad does this make the matchup if we can't get the debuff? As you see here, we have to use our shields. Just because Porygon-Z cannot take the Frenzy Plant. If I got the debuff, I might have been able to survive the Frenzy Plant. So we might have had more play here if we got the debuff. Can we get the debuff now? Do they shield? They do. And we get the debuff. Here's the problem, though. That Frenzy Plant is... They're going to get to the Frenzy Plant, and this should KO the Porygon because Porygon isn't very thick. So... Yep. We lose... Yeah, we're in trouble. And we got a Machamp in the back. This is less than ideal because Machamp beats our Magnezone. Not only that, Machamp would have absolutely destroyed our Porygon-Z. So the worst scenario you could have got here was we actually get Machamp locked into... Can we do... No, we're in a lot of trouble, guys. We need our Machamp to kill Charizard. Actually, we can kill Charizard with... yeah, we're kind of in a bad... Yeah, this is a bad position. I think this is GG's. We need to take out the Charizard. So we need to pull off something fancy here, but I don't see a lot of win cons here. So we managed to switch in and catch a cross chop, but where Magnezone going to take a lot of heavy damage. Not only that, we don't have enough for a wild charge, and they're probably going to switch into their Charizard. Oh, they don't switch into the Charizard. That's intriguing. Oh, that's because they saw Venusaur, because Venusaur is going to come back and watch. We're going to get Venusaur come back in, and it's going to end our life. Unless they decide to throw in the Charizard, and then they magic switch into... Okay, there might... No, okay, no, never mind. This Mirror Shot may or may not KO. Our only hope is that the Mirror Shot KOs are, like, we get enough to where we can farm a little bit. No, we just die. Yep. Well, actually, what we should have done was actually, like, undercharge and farm the Venusaur, and then Rock Slide for the win. But I don't know if we're... Yeah, we can't even get there. Yeah, sorry, yeah. Yeah, it was too hard. As you see here, we have 2 failing matches with Porygon-Z. I'm going to try one more just to have good faith. But just the analysis is Porygon-Z, unless you get the debuff, it's really... Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay, so this is where... Remember I was talking... Okay, so if you saw my Machamp video, which I... Wow. This is horrible. We just got locked into a Swampert. Oh, life is good. Actually, it's really bad. I think this is already a hard loss. We got a Galate. We have a Swampert. Yeah, we're pretty screwed, guys. There's really no coming... Yeah, we're pretty dead. The reason being is because Swampert will outpace both of our Mons. And... we don't exactly have a really strong matchup against... yeah, with... I'm not going to shield anything, but we're... Yeah. We're going to try to take out... We're going to have to bank that... This is a good example. This is good examples. Oh my gosh, this is so much damage. We have the shield. Yo, this does so much. Okay, so what are... Okay, here's what sucks. Like, it just seems to be like, if you try to realign with... If you try to realign with... Yeah, if you try to realign with Porygon-Z, it's not a good time. In fact, this whole entire sim is just a bad... This is a horrible time. We pretty much lost, unfortunately. We could probably take out the Galate and the closer, but we have no shields. We have a whole Swampert ready to take our souls. They switch into their own Machamp. Yeah, we don't... Yeah, you guys are about to see how fast a Porygon-Z dies to a Machamp. Because we're going to break the shield here. We do, but we get outpaced to a cross chop, and this is going to hurt a lot. One counter does so much damage against poor Porygon-Z. Look at that damage.